Okay, this is going to be a tech review about the trackpad here. Well, let me clean up the table a little bit. We might need all these items later on, but for now we only need the trackpad. In fact, so this is the trackpad. Looks pretty nice. It's inspired by the contemporary, built-in trackpad of the MacBook Pro. So there's no button, just the entire trackpad is the button, and it's pretty cool. So you can actually make it look like one unit together with the aluminum keyboard. So I want to stress test this trackpad a little bit. Well, so when I started using the trackpad, I noticed that it's pretty hard to actually press the button. I mean, compared to what I'm used to. So I thought I would be running a little experiment. So you see, I'm going to lift up the trackpad a little bit so that it's that things are not going to slide off as I put them on the trackpad. And so I'm going to start with a iPhone 3GS, which is pretty heavy, on the trackpad. And you see, as long as it's red and as long as it says up, the button hasn't triggered. Okay, so there's a 3GS on the trackpad now. And so I'm going to put also an iPod dock on the 3GS. And trust me, this one is pretty heavy. It's probably more heavy than the 3GS, but I don't know. Okay. Still okay. Now, well, I ran out of items here on the table, so I continue with this cable here. Still not switching, and I hope it's now going to switch. At least it did previously. I don't want to jump on the trackpad. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so this is fine. So we only need a little bit of stuff here to make it switch. Okay. Well, arguably you could say perhaps we should assume that people are going to use rather these edges in order to put pressure. And let's try this again. So we'll try to put the 3GS as much as I can at the lower end. Well, let's first go back, right? Okay, obviously the 3GS doesn't manage to switch. So now I put the remote on it, and I put the cable on it. Okay, so this time it makes a difference. So we actually don't need this heavy device to make it switch. But this means you have to use your thumb in these corners here. And so you rather will not end up in these corners at all. So the device is basically too big. And it is still pretty heavy, what you have to put on here. So I thought, just for comparison, I would try the same kind of experiment with the button-based trackpad of an older MacBook Pro. Because at least in this case, it's pretty clear where one is supposed to press the button. So, let me put the iPhone again on that button. Oops. Let's try again. I was a little bit... of course I could tell you, it's enough to put the iPhone here. Apparently it is. But actually, if we are very careful... Yes, we can make it work. We can actually put an iPhone on that button. But everything beyond that point, well, let's not get crazy. I mean, not something heavy. Everything beyond that point, no, not everything. Well, most things beyond that point will make it switch. Oops, yeah, so it's not even fully dropped. It makes it switch. Okay, so there's a notable difference. Well, will I, send back my trackpad? I don't think so. It's too much fun anyway, and my thumb is pretty strong. but you know, there is some room for improvement.